How to do it. Let me show you how to do it.
Hi guys, so this is my 2008 beater car that I use for all the crap work that I do. You know, this is a great reliable car, but one of the issues that I'm facing on this one is when I try to start it, it just takes a little bit longer to start. Sometimes it will start right up, like if it's parked overnight, it will start right up. But if I take like short trips, like go to do groceries, maybe come back after an hour and try to crank it up, it just takes a longer time to crank up and then get going. And that kind of indicates me, point me towards one thing that could be wrong. And the funny thing is, I put this scenario in the chat GPT and it pointed me right what the problem might be. So in this video, I'm fixing that issue and I'll show you guys what needs to be done. So the very first thing you need to do is remove the back seat. And back seat basically just pops right up. Now, I do have other videos. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. You guys can watch where, I show replacing. It's the exact same thing to take everything off, because this particular part is in your fuel pump. And what's happening in this scenario is that the car is losing its prime. And then you're probably wondering that how come it doesn't lose the prime overnight and it starts right up. And it's a very, good explanation for that. And the reason is basically like overnight when it's parked or longer time it's parked, the vapors from the fuel get into the fuel line and it makes its way up to the ignition. So when you try to fire up the car, it already has those vapors ready to get the car going, because it has all the time sitting around, the vapors evaporate and kind of, already make its way. So it's all ready to fire up. But in short trips, you don't have that time for the vapors to get to the ignition coil, right? So when you park, it just loses the prime in the line, and now it's taking a longer time for your car to crank up and get going on shorter runs. And that was one of the things that was confusing the heck out of me, but I kind of learned this on my own as well. So basically what you need to do is get your fuel pump out. So again, to remove the seat, just pop it out, gets out of the way. The fuel pump is here. I'm going to show it to you in a second. Again, I have everything recorded how I removed it. So click on the link in description below to show you how to remove the fuel pump. Because I did replace the fuel pump. I did replace the filters and a lot of things in there. So you guys can use that video for all those things, because I initially thought that it was a filter issue. I initially thought it was a strainer issue, and then I thought it was maybe a pump. So I did everything one by one. We'll show you this one, how this one worked. It's just a small device for 10 bucks. So anyways, this is the cover. There are some screws, the pump is screwed in, so you just remove the screws, you remove the electrical connection, and there's a hose. Let me show you right here. That's the fuel line that goes on top of the pump. So just move that, take it out and put it on the side, and this is your fuel cap. So once you have the pump removed from there, this is what it looks like. Let me show you. This is what the pump is. So again, in my other videos, you're going to see how I replaced the entire filter, then I replaced the fuel pump, and none of that solved the issues. It seems like the issue is this is a small device. This is what holds the prime. This is a check valve. So no different than any other check valve. It's basically just hold the fuel in the line and make sure it does not come back to the fuel tank. And this is where the device is, right here. So all you need to do is just remove that bottom piece, this cover. It's easily removable. Just pop it out. And in my other videos, I show how exactly I removed this whole thing, how I popped it out. And it's not a bad process. It's a very easy process. So let me go ahead and record this and I'll share with you. Okay, so to remove this thing, it's all you need to do is pop these plastic pieces out, and just be careful so you don't break it. And it's not cheap plastic, so it's well made, even though it's been soaked into the fuel, but it's not brittle or anything. There you go. Just one here. Okay. So this is the device right here. All you have to do is just yank it out. And sometimes it's kind of hard because there's a O-ring in there, so you may want to just grab it with a plier and you can just twist it out as well. There you go. There it is. So let's go ahead and replace it with this one. See, it's the exact same device. And even though I'm not able to get any air blown through here, that doesn't mean it's good, because again, it all depends on pressure. It might be a minor leak, you know. So with that, you don't want to lubricate this with anything. Just stick it in, because you don't want any kind of sealant in there that will dissolve with the fuel. So it just pops right in, just like that. Okay, so now we're gonna button everything up. Just make sure it's nice and snug. There's no orientation where these holes are supposed to be, so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna put this cap back on. Just make sure you put you know, anything that you might have removed from here, but in case if you're replacing the strainer, again, in my video I show how to replace this part as well. Sometimes it get dirty. Also look for one thing is, if you see this area too dark, that means your filter is dirty and clogged. See right now how white it looks? That's an indication that it's a new filter and it's clean. But as you know, the car ages, this part will be blacked out and it will be like kind of dark charcoal color. That's an indication that you have dirty filter, so go ahead and replace that as well. So let's go ahead and put this on. Just right in. Just make sure all the tabs are snug in, so you don't lose any one of them. We leave one out, and that's it. It's nice and firm, and we're gonna go ahead and mount it in the car and put everything back on and start it up. So that's it. Just make sure you wipe, you know, if you were not wearing gloves and you have any dirt or anything like that, you may want to wipe this off and clean it before you put it back in the tank, because you don't want any of that dirt to go in your gas tank, because everything will wash off with the fuel. Fuel is pretty solvent, so use a lint-free cloth if you have one. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and install this back in the backwards position. Again, I have the other videos I show how I removed and installed this whole piece, so check it out if you want to see the detail. But now at least you know how to replace this piece. And do not change this O-ring. Use the one that comes with the new one, because this is probably bad. All right, let's go ahead and put it in the car. Okay, so I am done. As you can see in the back, I already put the seat back on, and my child seat as well for my kid. But you know, if you want to learn how to close everything, button everything up, you know, check out my other videos again. So now it's the time to start the car. Now the way you start it is don't put your foot on the brake. Press it once and just wait a little bit. You know, it's just going to start the fuel pump, and you have to repeat this process 2 or 3 times. What this does is basically brings the fuel in the line and prime it for the first time, because the air is in there since we removed everything, so there is some air, and this way you know, that'll be replaced with the fuel. Now once you're done, let's go ahead and start it. And the very first time you started, there might be a delay, which is completely normal. But after that, you know, once the car starts to run and everything, you know, everything should go smooth. So it may or may not start right away. So let's see if it does. Oh, started right up. Okay, that's a good sign. And another way to tell is, like, you know, you can come back at a later time and after like an hour or 15-20 minutes, and then come and start the car and see if it solves the issue. But in my case, you know, it did solve the issue, and this specific one was the main culprit of having all that issue, you know, for the delay in the start that I was initially telling you guys about, you know. So that's it, guys. Hopefully this video helps you guys fix your issues, you know, or fix your delay in the start on your Camry or Lexus. You know, it's all the same process. Even the newer Lexus, yeah, you know, is the same fuel system. So hopefully this video helps you guys fix your issue. And guys, if you like the channel, please subscribe to my channel and like the video.